Don't park in the way. Come on. We enjoyed asking that.
Stranger.
How you doing, Pac-Man?
I'm just enjoying life, you?
Every day.
Is it just you out tonight?
Yeah.
Where were you on the homicide?
I was there.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, at least one of us was, because I wasn't.
They kept trying to boot me out, though.
You know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame. I mean, it's a shame what's going on. That's crazy.
Which part of it?
Why people feel like they got to kill each other. That's...
Well, you solved that problem for me, and I won't have a job.
You think?
And I won't complain. How about that?
I don't know. There's enough tickets going on. You could have a job doing that.
Tickets?
Yeah, my God. I've never seen so many tickets.
I don't write tickets.
These guys do.
Well, some guys do. It's traffic grant season.
Yeah, it's what?
Traffic grant.
What's that mean?
OPO, it's a federal grant program
Oh,
for traffic safety. That's what guys are working right now.
I see.
It ended, though. So,
Yeah, they didn't South Bend.
they what? They ended it?
Yeah. They did it for 2 weekends.
Well, yeah, normally it goes for, I think it's like a month, and every department gets so many hours based on stats or statistics based on population.
Mm.
And then the feds push out so much for traffic, grant safety, and stuff like that, and then it's all road patrol.
You know what they were doing over there? I didn't see any problem with it. You know, they had that plate reader out and they were going nuts. They were going to town.
I dig the plate reader. They're so
Huh?
expensive though.
Well, you know, man, they were.
Why don't you buy us one over here in the Princess City?
If I had the money, no, I think it's actually a violation. But
Which part?
I mean, you're just running plates randomly.
I ran that car once over there, and I mean, it actually worked out really well because I recovered 2 stolen cars.
Yeah.
So.
I could see.
But that's the only thing. That's like the big part of why they bought it over there was for the stolen vehicles.
Yeah.
Just because the cameras will read as you kind of go by,
Oh, yeah.
and because it doesn't run it through the BMV, so you don't get like an actual return on it. It'll just tell you if the plate comes back as stolen, and then you have to physically run it though, because it won't tell you it's set for Indiana. So you could that same number sequence could pull up on like a Nebraska plate or an Iowa plate, and that could be reported stolen in another state, but it matches the same number sequence. Or the plate could be read wrong, so it all comes back to user verification.
So you have to be the one to do it. But what if they don't?
What if they
don't run it and then say, they get the hit and then they go on the hit?
Well, it doesn't actually give you a hit though.
What does it give you?
It just gives you an alert.
Okay,
So it'll just show you the picture and it'll blink at you.
Yeah.
So you physically have to run it to make sure that it's stolen. And if it's stolen, so say I recover a vehicle that's reported stolen out of South Bend, I can't confirm it to be stolen until South Bend tells Mishawaka that it's stolen.
What about?
So they have to confirm it.
Does that verify unlicensed drivers?
No.
Doesn't
Nope.
do any of that.
It doesn't link to the BMV.
At all.
So like it doesn't like ting, you don't have a license. The registered owner doesn't have a license.
Yeah.
Because unless I physically recognize you in a vehicle and I know from prior experience that you don't have a license, that's not probable cause to pull you over anyways.
Yeah.
Like I can't get behind you and run your plate and go, well, the registered owner doesn't have a license, and then turn around and pull you over for it.
But you know what happens.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff that happens. I can just speak for myself.
I know.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
So.
How's life treating you over here, man?
I haven't worked a weekend in 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you got that defaced flag on
So I dig it. Why is it defaced?
It's a black American flag.
Well, our uniforms are subdued.
Yeah. What is subdued? I keep hearing this word.
It's colors.
What does that mean?
Well, we don't wear reflective stuff at night because it could give away our possible position.
Then don't wear it at all. Then don't wear a flag. I don't know why anybody would wear a blacked out American
I don't make
flag.
the uniforms.
You can take that off, right?
Well, it's
Are
part
you
of my,
out of uniform?
It's part of my uniform.
Are you out of uniform if you take it off?
Well, no, I still got my pants on. I'm not going to play the game with you, Dale.
It's good to see you, man. It is. I feel a little bit refreshed.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad to see you doing well.
I'm happy.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm happy. That's all. I mean.
Your boy bloodied the guy's from the face the other night.
After that pursuit?
Yeah.
I saw the video on it. So.
How'd it happen?
How did it happen?
Yeah, how'd his face do?
Non-compliance is non-compliance. So.
Punch him in the face. Is that what he did?
Nope. Nobody got punched in the face.
Nobody got hit in the face. There was a contact to the ground.
Nope. I didn't see that part of the video, but I saw his dash cam stuff. So. I'm assuming somehow in the takedown that the dude got dinged.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's
what
stuff.
They said to me.
That stuff happens.
That's what they said about mine.
What?
That I did it on the ground.
You got dinged up on the ground?
Broken nose.
When did you get a broken nose?
Here in this city, in this Princess City.
When?
Yeah.
When?
You gotta be kidding me. That was a felony arrest, man. He beat the crap out of me. Cuffed.
When?
This was 91.
Oh shit! You can't be talking about stuff when I was in elementary school.
No.
Does that make me young or you old?
I'm old. I'll admit it.
I'm like 91.
Yeah, that was a long. That was the defining moment for me, though. That really was.
Yeah.
That was the moment that changed my life.
Well, I would hope to say, and like I said, I can't speak for everybody in things, but I've seen law enforcement change over the past 12 years that I've been involved in it, and a lot of stuff that I've seen has been changed for the better. So, I mean, does that naturally say that everything's better? No.
It's getting better.
It's getting better.
I think it is.
I agree. I mean, I see things from when I started to where we are now. It changed. It's made a drastic change, a drastic turnaround from.
What do you think's done that?
From mindsets. I just think it's people.
I think dash and body cams have
Well,
a lot to do.
honestly, I mean the body camera having a camera hasn't changed the way I've done any work.
You don't think?
No.
That's good. It's because you have nothing to hide.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some people, it's changed the way that they've done stuff. I mean, guys who have been in the profession for 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can imagine what 30 years of police work has done.
Oh,
So,
me too.
you know, so maybe the camera changes mindsets in the way that people act because they're being recorded. So maybe it forces it into change. Which, I mean, I guess forced change is better than no change.
Yeah, if it's for the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
So, I mean, I don't mind the body camera.
Yeah.
I don't mind the recording.
I gotta check myself all the time. I got dash cams going all the time. So
I heard you got like some streaming YouTube thing going on.
The live stream thing.
What's up with that?
Yeah, you know what? The people like to see it when it happens.
Yeah?
You know, but you got.
Have you got anything good though on live stream?
Do I have gotten anything
Yeah.
good? You guys always say that.
Well, I want to. You asked me the same thing.
Yeah, we
So
have.
I want to know what you found.
Yeah, we have.
I want to know if you got any like highlights.
Some of it, to be honest with you, some of it you can't show people.
Well, absolutely.
So that it kind of cuts you.
Well, I'm glad that you have a moral stance in it because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know where to draw the line when it's showing other people and their heartaches,
Yeah.
and it's just it's a hard thing to deal with when you're capturing people's lives unfold. Really.
We just was over in South Bend. They picked up looked to me to be maybe a 13, 14-year-old girl who got in a fight with her parents, and
Yeah.
and then it was catching they said she was burning stuff in the house, and this young lady, she's got enough trouble. She
Yeah.
don't need me showing that, you
Right.
know.
Which is
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
You can't do that.
It's great that you realize it though, because there's tons of people who don't.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm after the view counts. I don't care what it
Views
is.
don't mean nothing to me. And
It's good.
I tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care about subs. I don't care. I mean, I like people that sub me, and don't get me wrong. It's not that I appreciate what they do.
Mhm.
But my sub count doesn't mean anything to
Yeah.
me. I'm here for a reason,
Yeah.
not for that. You
Yeah.
know? And people don't. If you put out something and nobody watches it, that's kind of depressing. But
Yeah.
I,
Well, like you said, you're not doing it for necessarily the views.
no, I do want to. But people with views becomes change.
Well,
You know, if
it helps.
people are seeing it.
It can help motivate change. Maybe
Yeah.
individual change. Maybe.
We got one with the
Well-
guy over here. Did they tell you about him?
Huh.
Lauer? Oh my gosh, man. He messed up. So
He's a
bad.
noons dude.
He's what?
He works a different shift.
Now he
I
does?
don't, no, he's always worked a different shift.
He was.
He's on. Well, he worked midnights about a year ago. But
Well,
he's
he
been
was
on noons for the
midnight.
whole year.
He was here. He was that night that he got us.
Maybe
pulled
he
us
was working
over.
a traffic grant stuff, or maybe he was
Yeah.
working overtime.
He
Did you guys have a tiff?
well, he was dishonest in what he did.
Really?
And we got it on film.
Really?
And you called him on it.
Oh, is that when the chief started getting all those death threats?
The chief here?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't do that. Over that? That'd be bad.
That'd be
I
bad.
would not appreciate that.
Well,
that's not good.
I had heard a little rumor.
I hope not. I hope not. There
And
wasn't,
it was
see,
about
wasn't-
it was about some YouTube video.
It wasn't my live stream that I would never.
Okay.
I would never.
Like I said, I
tell
don't-
anybody to do anything.
I don't know all the. I know, and I know you wouldn't, but
No.
you know how people tend to take things on their own, though.
Yeah, he messed up. He did. He lied and he messed up. He pulled us over because he wanted to.
Okay.
And then he used the excuse of what we had done after he had already lit us up is the reason he pulled us over, and it was all on cam.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It was all right there. And then when I called him on it at the moment, and then he started shining his flashlight in my eyes, and that got to me, man. It did. It lit me up.
What you? Sometimes
he's
have a
doing
short
it-
fuse,
He's doing
Dale?
it in the sunroof, and
What?
he's blinding me, man. It just got to me, and then my sugar was all out of whack. I just lost it, man. Yeah. We see him from time to time, and I told him he was laughing about it. He thought it was funny, and I said, "You think that shit's funny now? You won't think it's funny. I'm telling you right now." I said, "I'm gonna dog you every day, And
Well, I mean, there has to be legitimacy to what officers are doing, and like I said, I don't know the situation that you're talking about, so I can't say that he did something illegitimate by any means.
it doesn't.
But
Yeah.
And you know
I'm not looking for
and you know
confirmation.
I've never been one to have a conversation with you and dog other officers, especially
Sure.
if it's something that I've done. I'll talk to you all day long about it. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, dude, if I was in the wrong, I was in the wrong. But I try to keep things as legitimate possible with people, and I try to treat everybody just as if I would want to be treated. I've never treated you any differently after our first encounter.
No.
I've had I don't know how many numerous conversations with you, how many hours of conversations we've had
Yeah.
with one another, and I think we see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Yeah,
I
we
like
do.
to see change within law enforcement. I like to think that the vast majority of what we're doing well outweighs anything that anybody's doing poorly.
Yeah. I don't see any problem. That kind of, just the petty. I'm concerned about what you guys are fighting. I mean, we had a shootout on my street.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
They're going down my road, shooting at each other with ARs, hanging out the window.
Yeah.
And then you know what the pisser is the guy goes by my house, and he's got a blown out tire. They shot out the rear tire, and he's spinning rim inside the tire trying to get up to speed. So, and they can't catch him. They don't catch him.
Here's the problem what we run into time and time again. It seems like these dudes are exchanging gunfire left and right. They don't have to account for where every single bullet goes. They don't care if it goes into your house, if it hits you, if it kills one of your family members.
No.
And a lot of this is just over some tiff, some Facebook, some Instagram. Somebody said something about somebody, and this is how we're going to settle our problems.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Unbelievable.
Like I said, how many people are being injured?
Well, they shot through one house that I know of, right through the kitchen, you know, and then a car almost crashed into another house.
Did you go to were you at the Bowman?
No.
Where that little girl got killed at the birthday party?
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah.
That was really
Yeah,
bad.
you're like, what?
Unbelievable.
Tell me how any of this is justified. This
Yeah.
world that, we're all creating it,
Yeah.
whether we want to or not. This is a world that is becoming the norm in
Well,
this
my
area.
thing is and
it's terrible.
I spoke with the kid last night over there, and he was being kicked out of his mom's house. He got into an argument with his mom, and so we go over there, and after everybody leaves, and we go over there. I know he's coming back. You know he's going to come back. So
for sure.
I go over there, and here he comes, and so I go over and talk to him, 20-year-old kid, and man, what are you doing? What are
Right.
you doing? This is your mom.
You only have one mom.
Bringing the police to your house.
Only have one mom.
And we
Just don't
go
care.
over it, and he's talking all gangster, and where did it, when did this kid ever stand a chance?
The problem that I found out a lot of what was going on over there and the problems that they had within the families is all of these kids, they've never really known what love is, like ever.
Yeah.
Like their moms work their asses off to make sure that they're provided for, but how much attention can you give a kid after you have 2 or 3 jobs? You're working 12, 16-hour days.
Yeah.
Your kid survives on the streets. Their friends are more of a family to them than anything else. It's not, the mom is doing what they can over there, and they just, it's so much neglect, and it's not intentional neglect, I think,
Sure.
by any means.
I think they would do better if they could.
And it's just heartbreaking to see what a lot of these kids are going through, and they just don't know how to express anything other than anger a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's all they know. And then they see their friends, and that's all they know too.
See, the crazy
They're
thing
feeding
is,
off each other.
I was raised like that. I was raised exactly like that. And then I had an uncle who took me out of the home, and then uncles, lots of family members took me at different times to try to make a difference, and they did.
Yeah.
They were able to. They took me out of that environment, and they were able to. So I see what these people are going through. I can understand what they're going through, but I don't know how to make a change. I don't know how to make a difference.
I would love to say that in conversations. I could sit around and talk to some of these kids, and I have for hours, and it's like all I do every single time I do it, is I'm like, okay, maybe it just takes the one conversation. Maybe it's taken 100 conversations prior to this to not really ring a bell, but maybe the one conversation that I have with them is enough to tip the scale. So
Every time is a chance. So.
exactly. So why not take the extra chance?
Yeah.
I'm already there.
Yeah.
The tax base is already paying for me to try to make a difference. So if I don't put forth a little bit of effort, then I just cast them aside like everybody else potentially did.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Partner, what's your name?
Bogart.
What is it?
Bogart.
Bogart?
Just like the movie star.
Like Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice to meet you.
I wish I had his
Dude.
money.
Bogart's a good guy. Bogart's a good guy.
Yeah, jeez.
I had a kid at Studebaker. That's my part-time gig. And those are all JJC kids and kids that get kicked out of South Bend schools. I play basketball with him every day, 4 days a week. And I got sent a wanted picture
Of him.
from one of the guys I work with in Plymouth. He's got a homicide warrant and attempted.
It's heartbreaking.
Yep. He's a good kid too.
Yeah.
Lives in one of those big mansions on Jefferson. I
Wow.
mean,
So he was
running
he
around in
had the
$200
opportunity.
sneakers and all that kind of good stuff, and went to Riley High School.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Down the tube.
Yep.
One bad decision.
Well, I
at such
wonder
a,
if
at
he.
such a young
Now,
age.
see, it's just a warrant. Now, it's a warrant. It doesn't mean he's guilty.
Nope.
It's a warrant.
Doesn't mean he's guilty.
You know, it's a warrant.
The criminal complaint against him says there's enough to affect an arrest.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
probable
it
cause
was
therefore.
the shooting in River Park last fall. I want to say it was on like 36th Street or something like that. But one kid got killed, one got wounded.
Ooh, yeah.
That
Okay.
was him.
He was. They say he's involved.
Yep.
That's a shame.
Isn't it at such a young age?
He
I mean,
took a-
teenagers.
He got kicked out of school because he took a gun to school.
Teenagers.
Well, that was a sign right there.
Right?
What do
Yeah.
you do then, though? There
You
go.
put him in my class.
Yeah.
Well-
They do a good job of making sure that they continue to get an education. They just can't have them in the high school, regular kids.
I
So.
was sent to a secondary alternative school when I was in high school. I'd gotten into it with a kid, you know, and there was damage involved, you know. So they sent me to what it was then called SAS in Elkhart, and that was that was a good move for me too. For me, it was, you know, it gave me a chance to be in a different environment. And kids that were a lot like me, they were rough like me, you know. So, you know, if you were gonna roll, you were gonna roll. you
Yeah.
know?
There wasn't a whole lot of talk.
No.
A lot more action going on.
Yeah. So you knew what you were facing.
It's hard. It's but that's the thing. It's like, you know, people look at it and they're like, you know, we need more community outreach. We need more this. We need more this. What is the actual answer for it? I don't know. I wish I
This
knew.
right here.
I wish I knew what the
Well,
what
this
the
right here
balance
is
was.
changing the family structure would help.
Would be huge. Would be huge.
My thing is you know, and I asked that Waite over there,
Kelly Waite?
yeah.
Captain Kelly White.
Yeah, watch Captain Kelly Waite push an innocent woman. That pissed me off. But
Yeah.
besides that, I asked him, you know, because these dads, there's a lot of fatherless homes.
On
you
the
know?
west side? Oh.
Unbelievable
Oh,
amount of fatherless. You know, so what?
All over.
it's crazy.
I mean, it's all over now.
yeah.
Here too.
We see it
yeah.
in the city all the time. Yeah, I'd love to say it's isolated to South Bend, to the west side,
Yeah.
to low income,
It's-
but it's not.
No.
It just
And-
How
simply
can you?
isn't.
How can you? I see. That's beyond me.
Well, if I had money like you, then I could just.
If I had your
Just dump
money,
money
I'd
into
burn
program.
mine.
Come on, Dale.
I'm ready to go.
Good to go?
Yep.
All right, Dale.
All right. It's a pleasure seeing
Nice
you
seeing you all
again,
the time,
man.
Have a good one.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Bogart. You guys take care. Have a good night.
You too. Be safe.
You too. Oh, they're happy. They're happy. Well, kind of hard to talk about them right at the moment. Give me a few minutes, though, and they'll do something that'll make me mad. I'll start back up again. Well, that was, I know him as Sergeant Hippica. He was involved in my arrest last year. And after my arrest, he come here.
Here's that green
Sure.
uniform.
Shortly following.
We're good, no further. Sir?
I don't have a problem with him. He's not a bad guy. He seems to want to make change, wants to make a difference. Everybody loses their cool. He hasn't lost it on me. That's surprising he had that kind of conversation with me on camera. He knew it was on. And that's the kind of conversations we have on or off camera too. He seems to be the same way. It doesn't seem to be much of a difference, if any at all. I think he's being honest there. See how honest he was about the guy coming up with the bloody face. See, they know we're watching them. They know more than they even know. This guy's gonna go to jail. Talking about fatherless homes, and this guy punched his father in the face. That's what his father said. Hit him in the face. No wonder there's so many fatherless homes. My God. It's so much fun just to be pissed off at him. I could do that and call him names and hate him all day long. I think anybody can do that. That's easy. That is super easy. But like I said, this guy was involved in my arrest. They put me in the squad car and left my son in the truck, with a bunch of cops standing around until my wife got there. But he stood beside that door until my wife got there. And I really appreciated that. I did not trust my son with them. They had just arrested me on a bunk charge. Charged me with a felony on a bunk charge because I was filming. No two ways about it. It's because I was filming. They made up an excuse and they took me in. And the jury saw it that way too. All right. I'm going to go ahead and post this, right? Just this length. This full length, just like it is. As boring as it was. As bootlicker as it may sound. I'm going to do it. Just because he was willing to talk. And they approached, too. Shocks me. Never had that happen like that. First time.
7151 in Rockford County.
Thanks for
One adult
watching.
male. Short mileage 112.
There he goes to jail right there.
After 18.
He's going to jail.